Hello snowboarders of the internet, I'm your host Avran LeFeber, and in this video we're going to be reviewing the Ride Benchwarmer. That's right, a snowboard with a skier on it. They aren't the first to do it, but it's always funny to see. So let's dive right into this. This board features Ride's twin hybrid camber, which is a longer, more aggressive camber section with a more minimal rocker in the tip of the tail. This is going to make it easier to press on, but you're going to have a smaller rocker zone as well as ease of entry into turns, but you're going to get more pop and drive from that longer, more aggressive camber section. This board is available in 142, 147, 151, 154 wide, 155, 157 wide, 159, and 161 wide. I rode this board at Copper Mountain in the mid-season. You had your colder temps, sunny skies, pow off the runs, lumpy conditions at spots, perfect corduroy, kind of just a mix of all conditions, and I rode it with my Rome Black Label bindings and my K2 Thraxis boots. This is a stiffer twin. It's definitely past middle of the road, but it hasn't ventured off into the land of death plank where no snowboard wants to be. That micro rocker in the tip and the tail, obviously going to have a little bit more flex. When it hits the camber zone, it stiffens up all the way through. The torsional flex is there, but when you twist the board, you notice how reactive it is. It wants to go back to its original shape. You need to be aware of it. It's a highly lively board. Now overall, this board is very smooth and stable. It just crushes through everything in its path. You do not get bucked around. You're just like riding along and you hit something and you're like, did I just run over a family of fat skiers? Or was that just a small undulation in the snow? That's how damp it is, yet it still retains its liveliness and how reactive it is. So if you're one of those guys that just hauls off into mogul fields of death or like tree runs of doom and you're just gonna manhandle the board, be aware that this thing's gonna fight you back. It's going to rebound. It wants to just stay in its natural position. With as much camber as this board has, you do have to load it up, and if you try to be mellow, it tells you that you need to be more aggressive to get it to snap. This is a board that makes you really push into that load to get it to react, to spring you in the air, and when you do, you pop, you send it. This board wants to get you in the air. When it comes to jumps, small, medium, large, or mega, this has you covered. It just amplifies what the lip can do. It sends you further and deeper. Next thing you know, you're in the air, you're looking down, there's Jeremy Jones, and he's like, you're higher, further, deeper than I've ever gone. That's what this board actually does. It's a board for boosting, and it's highly reactive when you load it. You just notice how much spring it has because of the carbon, because of the camber profile, because of the core profiling, everything like that. It all works in conjunction to get you in the air. When it comes to buttering, this is where this board lacks. It just fights you the whole time. Sure, you've got that rocker in the nose and the tail. That's the sweet spot. You really want to leverage your weight out on it, really push into it, but it's going to fight you. You're going to just feel this board want to just put everything back down on the ground. You need to go fast. You need to manhandle it. If you're looking to learn how to butter, this isn't the board for you. If you know how to butter and you don't want something to fight you, you're going to have to learn how to just manhandle this thing. And that kind of translates to how this board jibs. You need more speed than you think, and you need to be more on top of it. If you're one of those loose jibbers that's kind of just coming in laid back, this isn't the board for you by any means. You need to be calculated. You need to have that precision. You need to know where you're going to press it, how you're going to press it, how much force you're going to put into it. And when you do nose and tail presses with it, when you hit the end of the feature, it wants to snap you out of it. Now, when you go sideways, that camber profile basically balances on top of the feature. It's not hugging it. It's not clapping around it. It hugs it. It wants to let you know that, like, this is as far as you're going to go. And it's just this camber. You're not going to clap it. You're not going to force it around anymore. This is it, and this is what you get. Now let's talk about my favorite part of this board, which is carving. This is the best asymmetrical side cut I've been on in a long time. It rolls from edge to edge fluidly and smoothly. You never have to worry about fighting it. It's just that even transition of power from toe to heel, and you're locked in. That slim wall takes over. It grips. You're in there. And then when you want to be aggressive and you push from the center of the camber back through the tail, hitting that rocker zone, you get that spring back out of the board. You can lay this thing over if you want to, or you can just do tight, quick setup turns. This board wants to be on edge, and it wants you to put as much power into it as you possibly can. It carves exceptionally well. Who's this board for? The high-end park rider or someone that wants an asymmetrical twin for all mountain freestyle purposes and isn't afraid of something that's highly reactive. As a park board, this is definitely too much for me. It was okay. It wouldn't be my first choice. I think I would gravitate towards the Zero. But as an all-mountain freestyle board, that's where things got fun. You rail turns on this board. You just push through chop and chunder. When you get in POW, it actually floats pretty well. You do have to really aggressively load that camber just to get the nose to rise, but heavy POW, it was just pushing through everything. This board was zippy where it needed to be. It just has that power. You don't have to worry about popping off anything. It gives you a little bit added confidence knowing that once you load it up, you're gonna just be able to boost over anything in your path. Overall, really good board. It's the sequel to the Helix, which was a board I never really liked. This is way better. Way, way better. Comparable boards, the GNU RC-C3, the Capita Outsiders, the Rome Mod Stale. Binding recommendations, the Ride A9, the Rome Cleavers, the Union Atlas. This has been my review of the Ride Benchwarmer. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you own one? Are you gonna buy one? Leave me a comment down below. Let's have a conversation about this snowboard. If you're new here, remember to subscribe, click the bell, get those notifications. That way you're not missing any of the videos I've got coming out for all you snowboarders of the internet. And if you really like what we're doing over here and you want to support us further, swing on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP and become a member. Sure, I could tell you more here, but I got a video over there that explains it so much better. As always, I've been your host, Avran LeFeber, and I'll see you in another video.